Do you know, I think a secret sauce for most small business owners and entrepreneurs these days is the virtual team that they can build around them to help them get so much more done. That's certainly been a key component to my success in recent years, and I'm going to be sharing all of that very soon, coming right up. So what am I going to be sharing and how am I going to be sharing it? Well, my team have kind of dropped me in it. You sometimes wondered what you've created, and the marketing team at Virtual Done Well have been doing great stuff recently. They're developing on this channel, as you'll see, all of their own videos and things, which I think they're doing a marvelous job on. But they're saying, we think we need to spread the message, particularly in our Australian market, Rob, and we reckon you ought to run a free event. So I said, okay, tell me about it. So we've hatched this plan, and it will be coming up in November in Sydney in the CBD. It'll be a free evening event. We'll probably run for 2 or 3 hours. And let me tell you what's going to be included in it, because I don't think you'll have been to an event like this before. So, first of all, I want to be sharing with you some tips that have helped me over the last 20 years in establishing and operating about 6 different businesses. But one of the key essentials to that has been my journey through outsourcing. And to be honest, there's been some ups and downs in that. So I'd really like to share with you the whole concept of accessing virtual staff overseas, the good and the bad, some of the mistakes I've made, some of the disasters I've had. I'll show you exactly what I went through to set up my own business overseas, because you might be interested in doing that yourself. And I'll show you obviously how Virtual Done Well, my own business, operates. So there'll be the sort of structural elements. But also, I'd like to go through some broader knowledge transfer in terms of utilizing virtual assistants, what they're good at, what they're not so good at, how best to utilize them. We'll cover all of it, from end to end. So you'll be able to leave the event thinking, are virtual assistants suitable for my business? Is it something we ought to be getting into? And all the different ways that you can sort of tap into those sorts of resources. Now, we were having a chat over coffee and wondering, who is this event best suited to? So it's not all small businesses and entrepreneurs. I mean, if you're running a small shop, I'm not sure that you can use virtual assistants that well, maybe in your marketing and things like that. But this sort of event would be really valuable for professional services firms. Certainly valuable for people in coaching and consulting, any sort of business where a lot of the back office stuff could be done overseas remotely for you, and particularly where marketing support could be provided overseas for you. So to give you an example, some of the clients for Virtual Done Well at the moment, we've got companies that run holiday homes and our staff do all the bookings for them. We've got doctors' surgeries where our staff do basically the reception duties and take all the bookings. We've got all kinds of consultants and trainers and coaches. Obviously my own business is being supported there. I have a management consulting business and a training business. So those sorts of businesses, and probably the sweet spot is if you're almost like a one-person business and trying to do all this stuff yourself. You're trying to deliver the services and you're trying to do your accounting and bookkeeping and invoicing and marketing. That's kind of where I was 20 years ago, working 80 or 90 hours a week, 100 some weeks. If you're in that sort of position and you really just want someone to help take that load off, imagine being able to free up. I reckon the first time I used a virtual assistant, I probably freed up 15 to 20 hours a week easily. What would you do with that extra 15, 20 hours? Now, I mean, if I actually had to do what my virtual assistants do, well, I just couldn't. I mean, there's like an extra 200 hours work a week that's getting done for me. So, that's the sort of multiplier factor that you get. You can get a huge amount done, with a virtual team. But if you're new to it, A lot of people worry about it and they say, you know, how does it operate, and you know, where do you find these people and how do you pay them? So I reckon let's share all of that at an evening event. So it'll be coming up in Sydney CBD. We'll pick a nice hotel and I don't know, we'll probably be able to fit in about 50 or 100 people. Let's see how we go. And I will take you absolutely, you know, total visibility on the journey that I've had very briefly in my businesses, but then on my outsourcing journey as well, the sorts of things I've tried, what worked, what hasn't, and lots of Q&A time. And I'll tell you what, one of the catalysts for putting on this event, I'll actually have 4 of my team from Virtual Done Well come over to Sydney. They're going to come and stay with us for a couple of weeks. And I just said to them, hey, if you want me to put this event on, you're coming too. So 4 of my team will actually be there. So you can actually get to meet some virtual assistants. And I think that's really important. So who will I have there? I'll have my PA, who kind of rules my life. She'll be there. I'm going to have one of our social media managers there. She's really great. I'm going to have one of my video editors there, and I'm going to have one of my techie support people there who does all of our sort of online marketing and that kind of stuff. So really smart people. You can have a chat with them, and you know, you'll see what kind of people are available to you and the skill sets and how easy they are to communicate with and work with. So you want to know more about virtual outsourcing, virtual assistants, you know, how you could use them in your business, how you access them, come along. You'll need to comment below because we haven't booked in the date or the venue yet, but we'll do that in the next couple of weeks. So if you think you might want to come along, just comment yes below this video and we'll get in touch with you when all of that is booked in. And what I'd particularly be interested in is what kind of things would you like to hear about in terms of virtual assistants? You know, would it be, whatever it might be, can they do these sorts of tasks, or you know, any concerns that you've got in your mind about utilizing virtual assistants or outsourcing companies, do comment below, because what I'll do is I'll make sure I cover all of that at that evening event. So you know, I've got in my head my own journey and how I've gone through that, but I'd love to hear, you know, what concerns you have and we can address those as well. So I'm sorry it's only going to be in Sydney, but I tell you what, if we can, we might try and video the whole thing and provide that for people overseas to watch as well, or people in Australia who just can't get to Sydney. But if you're in Sydney, you need to come to the event because there'll be some special freebies, I think, at the event as well. So you'll want to be there. So thank you for watching. As always, you know, on this channel, if you like the channel, do subscribe, because we have new videos coming out every Wednesday. I wouldn't want you to miss out. And if you've got any questions or anything, do comment below. I answer all of those myself. So I love it when people ask questions because it helps me understand, you know, what people are looking at and what's of interest to them. So hopefully we'll see you in Sydney in November.